Welcome to all our listeners tuning into the radio program. You're here, we're here. I'm Jane, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to accompany you on this special broadcast today. On the occasion of Youth Month, this program will take us back in time to learn about the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, revisit important milestones, and recognize the great contributions of generations of young people in the journey of building and developing the country. Moreover, this program is co-produced by the Youth Union of the University of Finance and Marketing and the Faculty of Foreign Languages. Therefore, this will be an exciting and refreshing bilingual radio edition.
Hello everyone, I'm Tuấn. I'm so happy to join this broadcast with you. How's your day going? I hope the program will bring you useful information about the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, as well as inspiring story about generation of Vietnamese youth.
Exactly. In this episode, we will travel back in time together to learn about the origin and development of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union. We'll also uncover the meaning behind the union's emblem, the youth's blue uniform, and the union's anthem. That's not all. We have a very special segment where we explore the story of Lý Tự Trọng, the first Communist Youth Union member. Finally, we'll look back at the journey of passing on the inspiration and motivation to today's young generation.
So, what are you waiting for? Put on the headphones, relax, and get ready to embark on this meaningful journey together.
I always feel like time is a river that keeps flowing endlessly. That river carries countless memories of past generations. How thought-provoking it is.
Well, I think so too. That river of time holds the memory of our forefathers' day of struggle. Among them is a much filled with seasonal wise memories and the bright blue color of the Union uniform spreading across all the roads.
Marches when the hearts of generations of union members beat at once, taking a moment to reflect on a special day, the day the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union was born. Well, do you know why the Youth Union was established?
Of course, carrying ambition, noble ideals, and desire to contribute. Along with President Ho Chi Minh message, comrades, the Youth Union is strong arm of the party, the solid reserve force of the working class. On March 26, 1931, the Indo-Chinese Communist Youth Union was established under the guidance of the Indo-Chinese Communist Party to unite young people in participating in the revolutionary movement.
That's right. But during that time, across all three regions, North, Central and South, many grassroots youth union organizations were formed, with around 1,500 members, making an important milestone in the youth movement's development. At the Third National Congress, March 22th to 25th, 1961, the Union officially decided to designate March 26th as its founding day every year, becoming a day for Vietnamese youth to honor their crown tradition. Before being named the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, the Union had 5 other names.
Throughout different historical periods, the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union had various names to suit the circumstance. From 1931 to 1936, Vietnamese Communist Youth Union, Indo-Chinese Communist Youth Union. From 1937 to 1939, Indo-Chinese Democratic Youth Union. From November 1939 to 1941, Indo-Chinese Anti-Imperialist Youth Union. From May 1941 to 1956, Vietnamese National Salvation Youth Union. From October 25, 1956 to 1970, Vietnam Labor Youth Union. From February 1970 to November 1976, Ho Chi Minh Labor Youth Union. Since 1976, it has been known as the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union. Did I get that right?
Absolutely correct. Truly live up to being a union member. Besides that, when talking about the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, we can't forget the familiar symbols, the vibrant blue volunteer shirt, the bright Union flag flying high, and the heroic melody of the song Youth Fallen Uncles Holds Words. Those images are not just symbols, but also a source of pride and motivation for young people to strive and dedicate themselves. And to continue this radio episode, let's turn back time and return to the heroic years of our nation to hear the story of a 17-year-old young man, someone who etched his name into history with unwavering ideals and extraordinary courage. A teenager still so young, yet spirit and will was strong as those who came before him, ready to sacrifice everything for the independence and freedom of the homeland. Hero Lee Tzu-chung.
When I read through the document about him, it's as if I can feel the strong heartbeat of a young yet steadfast heart and see the bright eye of a person willing to give everything for the country.
Every time I review the history about him, I deeply feel the indomitable spirit of that young communist. It fills my heart with pride to be a member of the Youth Union. That outstanding young man was the very first Communist Youth Union member of our country. At just 17 years old, he left an eternal example for future generations, a symbol of patriotism, resilience, and unwavering spirit.
Today, let's listen to his story about his life, his ideal, and the values he left behind for the younger generation. It's a story that is not just a memory but also motivation for each of us union members to continue writing new chapters in the country's history.
At the age of 17, an age when he could have lived a carefree, innocent life like so many others, no, with the country engulfed in the flames of war, he did not allow himself to remain carefree like a typical teenager. Instead, he chose the path of revolution. He chose to sacrifice and dedicate himself entirely to the independence and prosperity of Vietnam.
His real name was Lê Hữu Trọng, and he was born on October 20, 1914 in Thailand. But his family originally came from Hà Tĩnh province in Vietnam. His parents loved their country deeply, even while living abroad.
From a young age, Lê Hữu Trọng showed intelligence, quickness, and a strong eagerness to learn. Just over 6 years old, he studied at a school in Bang Mae, established by the leaders of the Vietnam Restoration League. There, he not only learned general knowledge, but also explored the history of Vietnam and patriotic poems and writings by Phan Bội Châu and other nationalists. His lessons, verses, and writings nurtured him in a powerful revolutionary spirit.
In mid-1925, in response to Leader Nguyễn Ái Quốc request to select children of patriotic Vietnamese expatriates for long-term training, aiming to establish the Communist Youth Organization in Vietnam, Lê Hữu Trọng and a group of outstanding young people were chosen to study and train in Guangzhou, China. It was there that his were given the name Lý Tự Trọng and were personally educated and mentored by Nguyễn Ái Quốc. Through this guidance, he grew and became one of the key revolutionists of Vietnam.
Regarding the name Lý Tự Trọng, at that time were operating in Guangzhou, China, our beloved Uncle Ho was using the name Lý Thuy to ensure secrecy. All the young revolutionaries took the surname Lý, considering themselves part of the same family. It was then that Lê Hữu Trọng changed his name to Lý Tự Trọng. He and his peers was placed in the Vietnamese Pioneer Youth, the first communist youth organization of the Vietnamese Revolution.
Lý Tự Trọng was sentenced to death when he was not yet 17 years. In his final day of the death row cell, the young communist soldier remained optimistic and full of life, firmly believing in the revolution's ultimate victory. So sucking chance, he continued his daily exercise, read the tale of Kiel, and encouraged other young prisoners to uphold their revolutionary spirit. His unyielding courage earned such respect and awe from the prison guard that they called him the Little Master. Do you remember his famous words spoken before the court?
Of course, every young Vietnamese knows this. Youth only has one path, the path of revolution. There is no other way.
These words weren't just brave. They show his complete belief in fighting for Vietnam freedom. Even today, they inspire young people to work for their country.
Lê Hữu Trọng chose a noble ideal to fight for our nation's freedom his whole life. Though very young, he clearly understood his duty to the country. He not only had life goals, but was also willing to sacrifice his youth for the revolutionary cause, for Vietnam's independence and freedom. It's a role model of dedication, reminding us that life isn't just about receiving, but also giving. Only by living for others and the common good do we find life's true meaning.
He died at just 17, but his death wasn't the end. It was like a pause in a heroic song, letting future generations continue writing history bright chapters.
Time passes, but our predecessors have passed us a flame. What must you think we, today's Youth Union members do to keep this flame alive?
First, we must keep firm to the party ideals and Ho Chi Minh thoughts, living and contributing to good causes as our predecessor did.
Not only that, we must lead the patriotic movements, actively contributing to our communities. And so, we conclude today's emotional episode of You're Here, We're Here, with the inspiring story of hero leaderdom. Each passing year gives us the chance to reflect on the important milestones and the generations of young people who have tirelessly worked to strengthen the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union. It's a shame time flies so fast. I wish we had more time to chat with all of you. Don't you feel the same way?
Absolutely, Yang. But don't worry, we have many more opportunities to meet our dear listener in future episodes. Thank you all for joining us today. I wish you a joyful and warm evening. Bye and see you next time.